So I have worked on my painting from last week. I've established put in the horizon, and I filled in around the waves and also put in that phthalo green in the area where there's sand. I've got a line that's here and then another line that's here. And in terms of the photographic reference that we're working with, I think that first line is that wave, and then the second line is could be either the shore or the little ridge there. So I've pushed this down sort of into that shore area. And now what I want to do is put in the sand. So I'm going to put in the sand, and tonally, if we have a look at the image, tonally the sand is quite light. But that being said, you can also see that the waves are really white, and this sand is not white. It's very much an off-white. So you can really see wherever there's waves, they're a really white colour. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take white as our base and then move it towards an off-white colour. So I'll put my image down there and just refer to that on occasions. I might just move my brushes. Okay. So yeah, this is just giving me a bit of a comparison. So what I've done is I always start off with liquid. Some people that turned up at the pop-up had problems with their paint not drying, and it seems that they hadn't put any liquid in or just forgot to. So liquid's always where I start. So I'm mixing in some titanium white, very, very opaque. And then I put in some burnt umber. Now, I've got my departure lounge here. So I'm not going into the painting. I've created a departure lounge for the paint, so to speak, just an aid to memory, something to remember. And I'm trying to create this off-white. You can see it's not a white, it's very much an off-white with a browny tinge. So I'm going to put a little bit of that down. And look, I'm reasonably happy with that. Remember, we are blocking in, and I can see a difference between this and that of the waves. The waves are whiter. So look, I'm pretty happy with that. I obviously can't line it up exactly side to side, but I think it's pretty good. So what I'm going to do, I might just move my image off to the right. You'll see here that there's a particular shape that the beach has. I'll just line that horizon up a little bit. It sort of goes down. There's some rocks there. So I believe the rocks are just above. And then this goes down. Sort of quite a gentle slope, not a really strong slope. So I'm using my big brush. So it's going down on a gentle slope. That looks all right. Looks all right. There's a little bit of a drop, not a big one. I've got it marked here as a sort of a biggish drop, but I think I'm off the money a bit there. And then it goes to a slightly steeper drop out into the water. So I'm going to try and duplicate that. So it goes out to about there. And then it comes back in this bay. Okay, so I've that's one of the main starting parts for the beach. And then so what I'll do is just very simply go through and finish that off. I could use a smaller brush potentially. You'll notice with my brush work, I don't keep it on the same side because the paint, when I put some pressure, comes pouring out the top. So then I flip it over, so you can see it there, how it's all loaded up there. But on the other side, you can see how it's all gone. So there it is, and that's the paint up near the ferrule that I'm going to use. So I brush that on like that. And now you can see the paint's come up on the top side and not so much on the bottom side. So that's essentially what I'm going to do. Look, I won't bore you with completing all of this in the video. I've shown you how to mix that colour. I think it's basically titanium white and a bit of burnt umber, not much. And then I have got some, I've got a line here, which I think it'd be good not to just paint in like a straight line and a straight line, but rather see if you can work with the little ins and outs that I've created on this line. And that will create a more natural feel. The final thing I'd say about completing this beach is that the beach is flat. So how the eye reads that is that there are sort of lines that are more horizontal on this beach. Straighten that up. You can see these lines, largely horizontal. So I would say to you, keep your brush strokes horizontal like this as you're painting, and try and, in the process, create that impression of a flat beach. Okay, so I'll leave this video at this point. I'll continue on and finish off my beach. And in the next video, which will be about this green ridge, I'll have the beach done.